Coming to green flag conditions out of turn number 4. It's the 12X of Chase Randall, the 45X of Jace Park, Noah Gass, Kyle Jones, Chris Martin, Jake Buback inside the top 6. Looking for green out of 4. It's waving. We're racing at Lucas Oil Speedway, night number 2 of the Hockett McMillan. 410 sprints out front, finds the 45X Jace Park. Here comes the 12X Chase Randall. Randall going to drive it deep into turns number 3 and 4, but it's going to be Jace Park flat-footing it around the top side, and he's got the lead on lap number 1. Park to the point. Chase Randall running second. Noah Gass rounding out the podium placements. Here comes Jake Buback. Jake Buback moving into the 4 spot. That's going to move Keith Martin back to 5th as problems roll over. Turn 4. Red flag conditions will be displayed. It looks like the 4W of Jamie Ball also involved up on the high side of turn number 2. Another car on its side. Not quite able to make out who that is. As soon as I receive word, race fans, I will pass it along to you. Jace Park's race to start. Firing off low side of 4. Good for the 45X of Jace Park. Chase Randall cool just a little bit. Going down into turns number 1 and 2. Randall round the outside. Contact down the back straightaway. Now Randall going to pull down to the low line. Kyle Jones up into the 4 spot. 20G of Noah Gass down to his low line. Scott Boguski running up into the 7th spot. In front of Chris Martin, Joby Miller going to drive it deep down to the low line. Reese Moran back behind him, trying to gain some ground. Up front, battle inside the top 5. Kyle Jones able to separate himself ever so slightly from the 27 of Boguski. Jake Buback. Buback down to the low line, taking the spot away from Kyle Jones. Jones not going to go away as up front for the lead. Here comes Randall. He's going to stick it up on the high side in turns number 3 and 4. Gets a good run down the front straightaway, but again, it's Jace Park with the lead. Chase Randall sitting in second. Noah Gass, Jake Buback, Kyle Jones, Gunnar Ramey, Scott Boguski, Joby Miller, and Chris Martin battling it out to stay inside the top 5 with Ayrton Jennington cracking into the top 10 as well. Problems for Lance Moss off turn number 2. He's going to pull it down in the infield. Watch the rest of this one as the lap's going to start ticking away. Randall up on the high side, finding some speed, but again, Park gets a good run down the front straightaway. Entering into turns number 1 and 2. Randall looks to the low line, not quite there. Park separates as they go into 3 and out of 4 again. Randall sticks it up top shelf. It bites, gets a good run. Park, exit of 4, just superior. Meanwhile, into turns number 1 and 2, new leader, exit of 2. Chase Randall grabs the lead, now going to shut the door as they go into 4. Oh, problems. It's going to bike up and over into the wall. Car just did not stick as it went up into the wall. Exit of 4. Red flag conditions coming out onto the track. Also another car pulling off the racing surface. Hampton, Moore, and Ball, the field. Unfortunately not able to make the repairs. The 77 of Jack Wagner off the racing surface, looking for green out of 4. Parks race to start, fires it off to perfection out of 4. Jace Park and car number 45X guarding that low line away from the hustle on the 20 of Noah Gass. Jake Buback, Kyle Jones side by side coming out of turn 4. Oh, Jones just about overcooked it. Coming out of turn number 4, that's going to open up the floodgates. A bunch of cars back behind them. Boguski and Joby Miller. Gunnar Ramey, Xavier Doney, Ayrton Jennington, Riley Kreisel, Aaron Reitzel, Reese Moran, all within striking distance. 9 laps, 10 laps in the books this time by Jace Park, showing the way. Noah Gass going to have some competition here in just a second. That car number 27 be a Jake Buback going to get a good run down the first straightaway. Buback going to stick it in on the low line. Almost contacted turns number 1 and 2. Noah Gass flat-footing it around the high side, and he's got a commanding advantage in that runner-up position, keeping Buback at bay. Kyle Jones still sitting in that 4 spot. Joby Miller rounding out the top 5. Scott Boguski outside looking in, sitting 6 as the 74 of Xavier Doney up to 7. 91 of Riley Kreisel. 21, Gunnar Ramey. The 19 of Ayrton Jennington. Aaron Reitzel, Reese Moran, all inside the top 10. Laps starting to tick away. Going to be looking at 14 laps in the books, 11 to go that time by Jace Park and Johnny Herrera racing on the rail here this evening. Last time by, the separation between first and second was 2.4. This time by, it's 2.8. Exactly what a leader wants to see. Jace Park out front and pulling away. The 45X out of Over the Park, Kansas. Jace Park, a straightaway advantage. Going to be bearing down on lap traffic here momentarily, setting his sights on the 4W of Jamie Bull and that 99X of Dalton Stevens. Meanwhile, for the runner-up placement, Jake Buback finding some speed. He's going to pull back down to the low line, now drifting up to the high side, setting his sights for the second spot. Buback around the outside, gaining ground, entering into 3. Again, not lifting, high side hustling. Jake Buback taking the position down the front straightaway. Off the racing surface goes the 99X of Dalton Stevens into the infield. We stay green flag racing. 18 laps in the books, 19 now with our leader dealing with lap traffic. The 4W of Jamie Ball keeping Jace Park at bay. Now the lead is back down to 2.3. So lap traffic definitely coming into play here this evening as Park cannot get around the back markers of Jamie Ball and the 17 of Zach Hampton. Throw the 22 of Reese Moran because now it's a whole new ball game. Buback is there coming out of turn number 4. It's going to be Jace Park with the lead. Jake Buback sitting in second. Reese Moran down to the infield. Noah Gash rounding out the podium placements. Now the separation 0.6 of a second as they go down into turns number 3. Out of 4. Buback has the speed on the high side. 3 more times around. 22 down. 3 to go for the lead. The top 2, it's the 45X of Jace Park. The 27B, Jake Buback. Buback pulls it down to the low line. Park nearly touches wheels side by side at the flag stand. Slider for the lead. Buback to the point on lap number 23. New leader. Caution will wave. The 79 of Kyle Jones sitting low in turn 4. Noah Gass still seeking his first career Power Eye feature win as well as the lights down, field set, coming to green out of 4, 22 down, 3 to go. Parks race to start, exit of 4. Fired off as Buback gonna hang it out on the top side, gains speed, wheel to wheel, down the back straightaway. Park knows he's there. Park gonna cut the corner, entering into 3, exit of 4, let it drift up, blocking as 2 more times around. Park, your leader. Buback, another good run through turns number 1 and 2. Wheel to wheel, locked as they go down the back straightaway. Pulls into turn number 3 and off of 4. Buback, your leader as the white flag waves. 1 more time around to decide it. Jake Buback, your leader. Jace Park sitting second. Noah Gass, Joe B. Miller, Scott Boguski, all inside the top 5. Through 3 and out of 4. Feature winner going to go to car number 27B of Jake Buback. Second place belongs to the 45X of Jace Park. Third place, the 20G of Noah Gass, 51B of Joe B. Miller, and the 1X of Scott Boguski, all inside the top 5. So how about it, race fans? Give him a big round of applause. Feature winner here tonight for the second time in his career in Power Eye 410 competition, Jake Buback claims checkers.